Maya lived with her mother, Layla, in a small and quiet town. Their house was simple, with a small garden where flowers grew in bright colors. Layla worked as a maid in big houses. Every day she woke up early in the morning, cleaned floors, washed clothes, and cooked for others. Her work was hard, and many times she felt tired and worn out. Despite this, Layla always smiled when she came home. She wanted Maya to feel loved and happy. Maya was a curious and intelligent girl. She loved going to school and learning new things. She also loved reading books in the small town library. Her favorite books were about people who solved problems and helped others. Maya had a special interest in laws and courts. She liked reading about judges, lawyers, and the way justice worked. She often imagined herself helping people who were treated unfairly. One afternoon, Maya watched her mother cleaning the kitchen. Layla's hands were wet and her back was tired from bending so long. Maya looked at her mother and said, "Mother, I want to help you. I want everyone to respect you and see how honest you are." Layla looked at her daughter with soft eyes. "Maya, my child, sometimes people may not treat us kindly, but the truth is always stronger than lies. Always remember this and follow it." Maya nodded seriously. She decided that she would learn everything she could about law. She wanted to help her mother and others who needed justice. She promised herself that she would never let anyone lie about her mother or take advantage of her. A few weeks later, trouble came to their door. A neighbor accused Layla of taking a small but valuable item from their house. Layla was shocked and frightened. She had never taken anything that did not belong to her. She tried to explain to the neighbor, but they were angry and went to the court to file a complaint. Maya saw her mother crying in the kitchen. She felt a strong desire to protect her. "Mother, don't worry. I will help you. I will be your lawyer and speak for you," Maya said with confidence. Layla was amazed. She held her daughter's hands and asked, "Maya, you are still young. How can you speak in court? You do not have experience," Maya smiled. "Mother, I may be young, but I know the truth. I can show everyone that you are honest and hardworking. I will not let them lie about you." From that day, Maya prepared carefully. She read books about courts and lawyers. She learned about how to present facts, how witnesses gave their statements, and how judges asked questions. Maya wrote down every detail that would help prove her mother's honesty. She also practiced speaking loudly and clearly so that everyone in court could hear her. Her friends at school were surprised by Maya's determination. They could not believe that a girl of her age was preparing to go to court. But Maya felt proud. She wanted to show her mother that courage and knowledge were more powerful than fear. The day of the court hearing finally arrived. Layla felt nervous, her hands trembling as she held her daughter's hand. Maya smiled at her mother. "Mother, don't be afraid. I will be your voice. We will show everyone the truth." As they walked toward the court, Maya's heart beat fast, but she felt strong inside. She had prepared for this moment, and she was ready to stand up not only for her mother, but for the truth. She knew it would be a challenge, but she was determined to face it with courage and intelligence. Maya's small hand held her mother's tightly as they entered the courtroom. People turned to see the young girl who was ready to speak in front of the judge. Maya took a deep breath and whispered to her mother, "Everything will be fine. We will do this together." The courtroom was large and serious. The judge sat on a tall chair at the front. Lawyers and people from the town filled the seats. Layla held Maya's hand tightly. Her heart was full of worry and fear. She did not know how her young daughter could help her. Maya looked around the room calmly. She had studied everything carefully and felt ready. She whispered to her mother, "Mother, stay calm. I will speak clearly and tell the truth. Everyone will see who is honest." The judge called the case and asked Layla to explain. Layla spoke softly. "I am honest. I never took anything from my neighbor. I work hard and I respect everyone." The neighbor accused her loudly. "She took my small box with money." "I am sure she did it." The courtroom murmured with curiosity. Some people doubted Layla because of her work, but Maya felt confident. When it was Maya's turn, she stood up straight. Her small figure made people look twice. She took a deep breath and spoke clearly. "Your Honor, my mother is honest. She works very hard every day. She cleans, cooks, and cares for people. She has never taken anything that does not belong to her." The neighbor's story is not correct. The judge raised his eyebrows. He had not expected a young girl to speak so confidently. Maya continued, "I have prepared carefully. I know what happened. On the day of the missing box, my mother was at work from morning to evening. There are witnesses who can say she was at the house cleaning. Also, the box was not missing when she left. The neighbor only saw it missing later and assumed it was my mother. This is not fair. The courtroom became quiet. People were listening carefully. Maya's words were simple, but they were very strong. She spoke with courage and honesty. The judge asked her, "Young lady, how do you know what happened exactly?" Maya replied, "Your Honor, I watched my mother that day. I also spoke to the people she worked with. They can confirm that she was honest and did not touch the box. I want the truth to be clear. My mother should not be blamed for something she did not do." The judge nodded slowly. He could see that Maya had prepared well and knew the facts. The neighbor looked surprised and could not reply quickly. Maya then asked, "Your Honor, may I call the witnesses who saw my mother at work?" The judge agreed. One by one, the neighbors and people from the houses Layla worked at spoke. They confirmed Maya's words. They said Layla had been at work the entire day and had not touched the box. Maya listened carefully to each statement. She smiled slightly when she realized that the truth was coming forward. She felt proud of her mother. She also felt proud of herself for preparing and speaking in the court. Finally, Maya turned to the judge and said, "Your Honor, I believe the truth has been shown. My mother is honest. She deserves respect and should not be blamed for something she did not do. I request that the case against her be closed." The judge looked at Maya with admiration. He had seen many cases, but a young girl speaking so clearly and wisely had surprised him. He could see the courage and intelligence in her eyes. He nodded and said, "Thank you for speaking the truth. I will review all the evidence and witnesses carefully. Your words have helped a lot." Layla looked at Maya with tears in her eyes. She could not believe her daughter had done this. She hugged Maya and whispered, "You are my hero. You stood for me when I could not. I'm so proud of you." Maya smiled. She felt happy, but she also felt that her journey was not finished yet. She knew that speaking in court was only the beginning. The truth was coming forward, but the final decision was still with the judge. The courtroom slowly started to clear as the judge said he would make his decision soon. People were talking about Maya and her courage. They were amazed that such a young girl could stand up and speak so confidently. Maya held her mother's hand and whispered, "Mother, no matter what happens, I did my best." "The truth is with us." Layla nodded and smiled. She felt stronger than ever. She knew that with Maya by her side, she could face any challenge in life. The next day, Maya and her mother returned to the courtroom. Layla felt nervous, but Maya held her hand and gave her a confident smile. "Mother, today we will show even more truth. Stay calm and trust me," she whispered. The judge greeted them and said, "We will continue the case today. I have read the statements from the witnesses yesterday. They support your story, but I need to ask more questions." Maya stood beside her mother, ready. The judge looked at her and said, "Young lady, you spoke very clearly yesterday. How did you know all these details about your mother's work?" Maya replied calmly, "Your Honor, I spend time with my mother every day. I help her when I can and watch carefully how she works. I also spoke to people in the houses where she works. They told me exactly what happened on that day. I only want the truth to be known." The judge nodded. He could see Maya's determination. He asked the neighbor, "Can you provide any proof that your item was taken by this lady?" The neighbor looked uncomfortable. He had no proof. He only assumed the item was missing because he could not find it. Maya quickly spoke, "Your Honor, assuming something happened without proof is not fair. My mother should not be blamed for something she did not do. Witnesses can confirm she was honest that day." The judge listened carefully. Maya then asked to show a small piece of evidence. She had kept a notebook where her mother wrote down her daily work schedule. She handed it to the judge and explained, "This notebook shows where my mother was every day. On the day the box went missing, she was working in another house. The neighbor's claim is not true." The judge looked at the notebook and saw that it was well organized. The dates, times, and work details matched the statements of the witnesses. He was impressed by the preparation of the young girl. Maya continued, "Your Honor, truth is very important. My mother has always worked hard and never hurt anyone. She is honest and trustworthy. Please see the evidence and the witness statements carefully. They prove she did nothing wrong." The judge nodded and then asked a few questions about Maya's preparation. He wanted to understand how such a young girl could speak so clearly in court. Maya answered politely, "Your Honor, I studied carefully. I wanted to be ready to speak for my mother. I wanted to show that she is honest. I did not want anyone to make a mistake about her character. The courtroom grew quiet. Everyone was surprised at Maya's intelligence and confidence. People whispered to each other about how smart and brave she was. Layla looked at her daughter with pride. She could not believe that Maya, so young, was standing up in court and speaking with such wisdom. The neighbor tried to speak again, but Maya politely interrupted. "Your Honor, please listen to the evidence first. The witnesses have already explained the truth. We cannot blame someone without proof." The judge smiled slightly. He was clearly impressed with Maya's calm and respectful way of speaking. He made notes and asked the neighbor to wait while he reviewed everything carefully. After a few moments, the judge said, "I can see that there is strong evidence supporting your story. I will ask more questions tomorrow to make sure everything is clear. Your preparation and honesty are admirable." Maya felt a small wave of relief, but she knew the case was not over yet. She whispered to her mother, "Mother, we are doing well. The truth is coming out and soon everyone will know how honest you are." Layla held her daughter's hand tightly and nodded. She felt hope rising in her heart. She realized that her daughter's courage and careful preparation could change everything. As they left the courtroom, people came to speak to Maya. Some praised her bravery, and others asked how she had learned so much about law at such a young age. Maya smiled and said politely, "I only wanted to help my mother and show the truth. That is all." That evening, Maya and Layla sat together at home. Layla served some tea and they talked quietly. Maya explained the next steps she would take for the case. She wanted to make sure that every detail was perfect. Layla listened and felt proud. She knew that with Maya by her side, nothing could go wrong. Maya went to bed that night feeling determined. She knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but she was ready. She promised herself that she would stand up for her mother until the truth was fully revealed. The next morning, Maya and her mother arrived at the courtroom early. Layla felt a little nervous, but Maya's calm presence gave her courage. "Mother, stay calm. Today we will show everything clearly," Maya said with confidence. The judge entered the room and everyone stood up. He looked at Maya and said, "I have reviewed all the statements and evidence from yesterday. I must ask more questions before making a decision." Maya stood tall beside her mother. She felt a mix of excitement and determination. She was ready to face any question and show the truth. The judge first turned to the neighbor. "Do you have any proof to support your claim?" The neighbor hesitated. He had no evidence. Maya raised her hand politely. "Your Honor, may I explain again?" she asked. The judge nodded. Maya spoke clearly. "Your Honor, the neighbor assumed something was missing, but there is no proof my mother took anything. She was at work the whole day. Witnesses saw her there, and the notebook shows her schedule. Blaming someone without proof is not fair." The judge listened carefully. He could see that Maya had thought about everything. He asked, "How did you get the notebook and organize it so well?" Maya explained, "My mother writes her daily work in this notebook. I read it carefully and matched it with witness statements. I wanted to show the truth. My mother has always worked honestly and I wanted to prove it." The courtroom grew quiet. Everyone admired the intelligence and courage of this young girl. People whispered about how she had prepared and spoken so confidently. The judge then asked Maya to call the last witness. Maya invited a neighbor who had seen Layla working all day. The witness spoke clearly. "I saw Layla at my house all day. She cleaned and cooked for us. She never touched the box. I know her and she is honest." Maya nodded and thanked the witness. She then turned to the judge and said, "Your Honor, all the witnesses confirm the truth. My mother is honest and there is no proof against her. We only want justice." The judge looked thoughtful. He could see the honesty in Maya's eyes. He said, "It is clear that you prepared everything carefully. You spoke with respect and truth." "This is very impressive." Layla felt tears in her eyes. She hugged Maya quietly. "You are amazing, my child." "I cannot believe how brave and smart you are," she whispered. Maya smiled and replied, "Mother, you are the one who taught me honesty. I only followed your example. Today the truth is showing." The judge asked the neighbor one last time, "Do you have anything else to say?" The neighbor shook his head. He could see that there was no way to prove his claim. The judge then looked at Maya and Layla. "I have considered the evidence, witness statements, and your clear explanation. It is obvious that Layla has done nothing wrong. The accusation against her is dismissed. Maya's eyes widened with joy. She hugged her mother tightly. Layla could hardly believe it. The tension and fear that had filled her heart for days were gone. She felt relief and happiness. People in the courtroom clapped quietly. They were amazed by Maya's courage and intelligence. Many spoke to her afterward, praising her preparation and bravery. Maya felt proud, but she also felt grateful. She knew the victory was because of the truth and her mother's hard work. As they walked out of the courtroom, Layla held Maya's hand and said, "My child, you have done something incredible. You stood up for me and showed the truth. I am proud of you." Maya smiled. "Mother, I only wanted to help you. I wanted everyone to see how honest you are. Today the truth has won." That evening they returned home. Layla served tea and they sat together in the small garden. Maya felt happy and proud, but she also felt determined to continue learning. She wanted to help more people and speak for truth whenever she could. Layla looked at her daughter with love and said, "You are wise beyond your years. You showed courage, intelligence, and respect. You made a difference today." Maya felt happy. She knew that standing up for truth was not always easy, but it was always worth it. She promised herself that she would always use her knowledge and courage to help others, just like she had helped her mother. After the court decision, life changed for Maya and her mother. People in the town started to respect Layla more. They had seen how honest and hardworking she was, and they were amazed by Maya's courage. Some neighbors came to their home to apologize for doubting Layla. Maya felt proud, but she remained humble. She knew that standing up for truth was important, but it was not about praise or recognition. She wanted people to understand that honesty and fairness mattered more than anything else. At school, Maya became a quiet inspiration for her classmates. Some of her friends asked how she had managed to speak in court at such a young age. Maya smiled and said, "I only wanted to help my mother. I studied carefully and told the truth. Anyone can do the same if they try." Teachers at school were also impressed. They encouraged Maya to keep learning and using her intelligence to help others. Maya listened carefully. She felt motivated to continue reading books about laws, justice, and helping people. Layla noticed a change in her daughter too. Maya became more confident and responsible. She not only helped at home, but also looked for ways to assist her friends and neighbors. Layla realized that courage and intelligence were growing inside Maya every day. One afternoon, Layla and Maya were walking in the town market. People recognized them and greeted them warmly. Some even stopped to ask Maya for advice when small arguments arose. Maya listened carefully and gave simple and fair suggestions. She felt happy to help, just like she had helped her mother in court. The story of Maya and her mother also spread to nearby towns. Some people came to meet them and asked Maya how she had prepared for the court case. Maya politely explained, "I watched carefully, I learned the truth, and I spoke honestly. That is all anyone needs to do." Despite all the attention, Maya remained calm. She continued to study, help her mother, and focus on doing good in small ways. She understood that courage was not just about speaking in court, but also about acting honestly in daily life. One evening, as they sat together in their small garden, Layla said, "Maya, you have shown everyone what courage and honesty mean. You did something very special and it will be remembered for a long time." Maya smiled and replied, "Mother, you taught me everything. You work hard every day and always stay honest. I only wanted to show the truth to everyone. I am happy we could do it together." The town had also learned an important lesson. People realized that children could have wisdom beyond their age. They understood that judging someone without evidence was unfair. Maya's actions had inspired many to be more thoughtful and kind in their daily lives. Maya continued helping her mother in small ways. She reminded her neighbors to respect everyone, regardless of their work. She encouraged friends at school to speak the truth and be fair in all situations. People admired her quiet determination and honesty. Layla felt proud every day. She had never imagined that her daughter could become such a strong and intelligent person. Layla knew that Maya's courage had changed their lives forever. Maya, on the other hand, felt motivated for the future. She wanted to keep learning about laws and justice. She wanted to speak for those who could not speak for themselves. She understood that life would bring many challenges, but she now had the courage and knowledge to face them. The bond between mother and daughter became even stronger. Layla knew that with Maya by her side, no problem was too big. Maya knew that she could always rely on her mother's love and support. Together, they felt ready to face any challenge with honesty, courage, and intelligence. As the sun set over their small town, Maya and Layla sat quietly, feeling happy and proud. They knew that truth and courage had brought them this peace. Maya promised herself that she would always use her knowledge and heart to help others and make the world a better place. After the court case, Maya's confidence grew stronger. She enjoyed learning and helping her mother, but she also wanted to do more for her town. People admired her intelligence and courage, and many came to seek her advice. Maya realized that she could make a real difference if she used her knowledge and heart wisely. One morning, while walking to school with her mother, Maya noticed a group of children arguing in the street. One child claimed that another had taken his notebook. Maya stepped forward calmly. "Let's listen to each other," she said. "We need to know the truth before blaming anyone." The children were surprised that Maya was speaking to them, but they listened. She asked each child to explain carefully what had happened. Then she helped them figure out that the notebook had been misplaced, not stolen. The children apologized to each other, and Maya smiled. She felt happy that she could help even in small ways. At school, Maya's teachers also noticed her growing maturity. They asked her to help other students resolve disagreements and to lead small projects. Maya accepted the responsibility with pride. She understood that leadership was about listening, helping, and guiding others in a fair way. One day, the school announced a competition for young problem solvers in the town. Maya decided to participate. She wanted to show that children could solve real problems by thinking carefully and staying honest. She prepared thoroughly, just like she had for the court case. She read books, spoke to teachers, and planned every detail. On the day of the competition, children from many schools gathered. The challenge was to find fair solutions to different problems that were given. When Maya's turn came, she explained her ideas clearly. She used simple examples, showed evidence when needed, and listened carefully to others. The judges were impressed by her calm thinking and clever solutions. Maya also encouraged other children to speak up. She told them that every voice mattered and that they could make a difference by being honest and kind. The audience was amazed by her courage and wisdom. Many children felt inspired to act fairly and help others. After the competition, the judges announced the results. Maya had done exceptionally well and received a special award for her problem-solving skills and leadership. She smiled proudly, but she also thought about her mother. She knew that all her courage and learning started because she wanted to help Layla. That evening, Maya and her mother walked home together. Layla looked at her daughter and said, "Maya, you have grown so much. You are helping people and showing everyone the importance of honesty and fairness. I am proud of you every day." Maya held her mother's hand and replied, "Mother, everything I do is because of you. You taught me to be honest, to work hard, and to always speak the truth. I want to help others just like I helped you." The town had also begun to change. People started to treat each other with more respect. Children learned from Maya that listening and understanding were better than fighting or blaming. Even adults began to see the value of honesty and fairness in daily life. Maya continued to read and learn. She studied laws, history, and stories of people who had made a positive difference in the world. She wanted to be ready for any challenge that might come. She also spent time helping her mother at home and teaching younger children important lessons about kindness and honesty. One afternoon, while sitting in their garden, Maya thought about her journey. She realized that courage was not only about speaking in court, but about helping others in everyday life. She promised herself that she would always use her intelligence and heart to make the world better. Layla watched her daughter and felt proud. She knew that Maya's courage and wisdom were growing stronger every day. Together, they had faced challenges and shown the power of truth. Layla felt confident that Maya would continue to help others and inspire people for many years to come. The bond between mother and daughter grew even deeper. They laughed, shared stories, and planned for the future. Maya knew that with honesty, courage, and love, she could face any challenge. She also knew that helping others was one of the most important things in life. A few weeks after the competition, Maya and her mother were invited to a community meeting in the town hall. People from different parts of the town had gathered to discuss a new problem. A local school faced difficulties because some children were being treated unfairly by a few adults. The town leaders wanted ideas to solve the problem, and they asked Maya to speak. Maya felt nervous at first. This was bigger than the school competition, and more people were watching her. She held her mother's hand and whispered, "Mother, I can do this. I will speak clearly and show the truth. Layla smiled and said, I know you can, my child. Just be honest and calm. When it was her turn, Maya stood in front of the audience. She took a deep breath and began to speak slowly, clearly, and with confidence. Everyone deserves to be treated fairly, she said. No child should feel afraid or unhappy at school. I have seen how honesty, respect, and listening can solve problems. We should talk to each other and work together to find the truth before blaming anyone. The audience listened carefully. Maya explained simple steps that could help the children. She suggested asking witnesses, checking the facts, and making sure everyone had a chance to speak. She also advised adults to guide children kindly and give them support when mistakes happened. One town leader was impressed but asked a challenging question. Maya, what if someone continues to be unfair even after we explain the rules? Maya smiled and answered wisely, we must stay calm and patient. We should show kindness and fairness even when others make mistakes. If we keep following the truth and helping others, people will learn the right way. Punishing or blaming without understanding does not solve problems. The room became quiet. Everyone was thinking about her words. They realized that a young girl had given a simple and strong solution that made sense to everyone. Maya then invited some of the children to share their experiences. She listened carefully to each one and helped guide the discussion in a calm and fair way. By the end of the meeting, people were smiling and feeling hopeful. They agreed to follow Maya's suggestions and make the school a fair and safe place for every child. The town leaders thanked her and said they were proud of her courage and intelligence. After the meeting, Layla hugged Maya tightly. My child, you are amazing. You helped so many people today. You are growing into a wise and kind leader, she said. Maya smiled and said, Mother, I only wanted to help. I remembered what you taught me about honesty and courage. That is why I could speak and guide others. The story of Maya spread quickly. People in nearby towns heard about the young girl who stood up for her mother and now helped her community. Teachers, parents, and children admired her calm thinking, fairness, and ability to solve problems. Maya continued her learning. She read more books, studied stories of people who had made a difference, and practiced speaking clearly and wisely. She wanted to be ready for any situation where she could help others. Even at home, Maya helped her mother with daily chores and encouraged her friends and neighbors to be honest and kind. She knew that small actions could create big changes over time. One evening, while sitting in their garden, Maya thought about everything that had happened. She realized that courage was not only standing up in court or speaking at a meeting, but also helping people every day with honesty, patience, and understanding. Layla watched her daughter with pride. You are becoming very wise, Maya. You are showing everyone that children can make a real difference with truth and courage, she said. Maya smiled and said, Mother, you taught me everything. I only want to use what I learned from you to help others. Truth and honesty can change the world if we act with care and love. From that day, Maya became a role model for many children. They admired her courage and tried to follow her example. Even adults started listening more and thinking carefully before making decisions. The town slowly became a better place, and Maya knew that every small action of honesty and kindness made a difference. Maya felt happy and motivated. She knew there would be more challenges ahead, but she was ready. She understood that courage, wisdom, and kindness together could help anyone face difficulties and create positive change. Maya's story had now become known across the town and even in nearby villages. People admired her courage, honesty, and intelligence. Her mother, Layla, felt proud every day. She saw how her daughter had grown from a quiet and curious girl into a confident young leader who helped many people. One morning, the school principal invited Maya and Layla to a special event. Children, teachers, and parents had gathered to celebrate honesty and courage. Maya was asked to give a short speech about her experiences. She felt a mix of excitement and nervousness, but she held her mother's hand and smiled. When Maya stood in front of the audience, she took a deep breath and said, Everyone can be brave no matter how young they are. Courage is not only speaking in court or meetings. Courage is also helping others, being honest, and standing up for the truth. My mother taught me these lessons, and I am proud to share them with all of you. The audience listened quietly. Many children were inspired by her words. Parents and teachers were amazed at how a young girl could speak with such clarity and wisdom. Maya continued, If we all try to be honest, kind, and fair, our town will become a better place. Small actions matter. Each person can make a difference. After the speech, people clapped and praised Maya. Some children came to her and said, "We want to be like you. We want to speak the truth and help others." Maya smiled and encouraged them to always try their best. She said, "It is not about being perfect. It is about trying to do the right thing and helping when you can." Maya's mother hugged her tightly. "You have done so much, my child. You stood up for me, helped your school, and inspired the whole town. I am proud of you," Layla said. Maya smiled softly and said, "Mother, you are the reason I learned courage and honesty. Everything I do is because of what you taught me. We can always help each other and others if we try." Days passed and Maya continued learning and helping others. She visited schools, spoke to children about fairness, and advised neighbors on solving small problems with kindness. People noticed that conflicts in the town were decreasing. Children were more respectful, and adults started treating each other with more understanding. Maya also focused on her studies. She read books about law, leadership, and stories of people who had made a positive difference in the world. She wanted to be ready for bigger challenges in the future. She understood that learning and helping must go together. One evening, Maya and Layla sat in their small garden watching the sunset. The flowers were blooming and birds were singing. Layla said, "Maya, look how far you have come. You have changed so many lives and inspired people. Your courage and honesty have made a real difference." Maya looked at her mother and replied, "Mother, I feel happy that we could do it together. You taught me everything. I want to continue helping people and showing that truth and kindness are very important." The town had become a better place because of Maya. People were more honest, kind, and fair. They listened to each other and solved problems without fighting. Children were learning from Maya's example and growing into brave and thoughtful individuals. Maya understood that her journey was only beginning. She wanted to keep learning, speaking the truth and helping others. She knew that courage and honesty were powerful tools that could change the world little by little. As the stars appeared in the night sky, Maya felt proud, calm, and ready for the future. She knew that no matter what challenges came, she could face them with courage, intelligence, and love. She promised herself that she would always use her knowledge and heart to make the world a better place for everyone. Layla held her daughter's hand and whispered, "My child, you are my hero. You have made a difference, and I know you will continue to do great things." Maya smiled, feeling happy and inspired. She knew that together, truth, courage, and kindness could overcome any problem. And with that thought, she looked forward to the bright future ahead.